All right, switching gears just a little bit here and now to the thing that everyone is talking about on this Monday. It's the Lions. They look like a championship team. We're taking you live to Tampa Bay, which was the scene of an amazing game, which now gave the Lions a 5-1 record. 5-1. I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth. It's the first time this has happened since 2011. I mean, I'm not even afraid to watch them play anymore. I feel like I would watch the fourth quarter with hands over my eyes, kind of peeking through my fingers. And the Lions Kool-Aid Corner here at Local 4, well, they're getting kind of giddy about the prospects. Take a look.
All right, 4 wins in a row. Lions have the best record in the NFL, tied for the best record. We blew out another team, but I want to wait to get to all that big picture stuff and focus on this week just for a minute. What impressed you the most about this week?
We start with me?
Yeah.
What impressed me the most is how they went in there and handled business with so many injuries, and this team just is not phased, man. And people dropping like flies, and Craig Reynolds steps in, and dude's throwing blocks, and I mean that block was crazy. But they don't miss a beat when someone goes down, when 5 guys go down, and it's so refreshing to see. I have a lot of confidence in this team. Like, injuries don't worry me anymore. It's a weird feeling.
It also just kind of felt like there was never a doubt. Like,
That's
in
right.
The game. It didn't feel like the team was ever concerned about losing. It didn't feel like with injuries, it didn't feel like there was any sort of worry among the team, or honestly watching as a fan. Like, there was at no point in the game where I was like, oh man, I'm getting nervous. I don't know, they might not hold on. I had full confidence in the team the entire time to hold on to that lead.
It was specifically the Reynolds block for me, because when I see him come into frame, seems like it's out of nowhere, clears the player out, and I'm just like, that was like a microcosm of everything else that happened. So
He blew that guy up, and also that guy hit another guy that
right.
might. So not only was Amon-Ra maybe not going to get the first down, but he definitely wasn't getting into the end zone. And then all of a sudden, there's this path cleared.
Oh, man.
I think Jared Goff to me was by far the most impressive.
Sure.
You have no running game. The Lions ran for less than 2 yards per carry, and the dude goes out and throws for 350 and 2 touchdowns. So
It's time to give Jared Goff his flowers, okay?
Pay that man his money.
For all the Jared Goff haters out there, enough with the talk that he's a stopgap quarterback. Enough. It's just over. It's over. Don't even bring it up anymore. It's done. It's done. He is the quarterback now. He will be the quarterback. They need to extend him, and they need to do it right now because he's just going to get more expensive by the game.
Right.
I think you're preaching to the choir at this point. Most of the Lions fan base, I think, is on board, right?
I would like to hope
with
so.
extending Jared Goff.
I'm fine if he's like 5th or 4th, but man, it makes me nervous giving him the highest paid contract.
Is it coming out of your wallet? Why do you care?
No, because the team is built. You got a lot of guys to re-sign, especially this offseason.
Yeah.
You got Penei Sewell. I mean, I want to see us extend or sign Amon-Ra. You've got guys that you're going to have to give big contracts to.
I think the QB market is the QB market, and if he was the top paid quarterback, he'd only be the top paid quarterback for a short amount of time. And I also think they do have to sign all these players, but Brad Holmes has done a fantastic job managing contracts so far, and so I just figure out the
listen. He's the MVP right now. I'm sorry. Let's be so. Whatever the money is, we won't deal with it. Like you said, it's not our money. I don't care, but I feel like they'll figure it out. Everybody will be happy and we'll be cool. But get that man his money. He's playing like he deserves it. So just cash him out.
Whether he's top 5 or number 1, I feel like it's kind of splitting hairs. Jared Goff's going to get paid.
Sure.
I think we all agree on that. Yeah. And if you have confidence in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to fill gaps in the roster when there are injuries, I think you have to have confidence in them to replace players who maybe don't get signed because of what they're paying Goff. So maybe they choose to extend, I don't know, Amon-Ra and Jonah Jackson or something like that, and that causes them to lose a couple of other pieces. They need to replace that through the draft and keep building this thing. So I want to know, you guys got to be honest here. Have you already moved on from following the NFC North standings to following the NFC seeding?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was rooting for both teams to lose yesterday. San Francisco, I was watching that Cleveland Brown game very closely. I was so into it because I just wanted a loss on San Francisco and a loss on Philly. And to see the Jets pull away in that game, that was awesome to see. So yeah, I'm already number 1 seeding watching.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the Vikings-Bears just dumpster fire that it was, because I watched the entire thing and I was like, wow, this is hilarious. This feels like Lions 8 years ago, and I just love seeing them be so bad because it's so enjoyable.
Same boat. You know what I mean? Seeing a game where you're like, who am I going to see lose? And rejoice more about it. You know what I'm saying? That was a fun time. But yeah.
Yeah, we've never won the NFC North, and we came into this year like, man, I hope the Lions can win the division, maybe get into the playoffs, and it's week 6, and we've already we already considered the division basically won, and we're moving on to like the 49ers and the Eagles. So maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it's hard not to.
You know what I was thinking about yesterday? Like the last 3 or 4 games specifically for the Lions, they've been kind of boring in some ways. They haven't really been that exciting. They've been ahead by double digits for most of these games, and it's like, man, it's just so comfortable.
And that's the thing. We've won 4 in a row, but you got to look in the rearview mirror and kind of look at who we've beaten: Jordan Love, Desmond Ridder, and Baker Mayfield. So it's not like I'm really excited we're 5-1, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves because we haven't really played any good quarterbacks. So this game against Baltimore, I'm really excited to see because I feel like this is our first, besides Patrick Mahomes and Geno Smith. Geno Smith is pretty good. I wouldn't consider him a bum. But Lamar Jackson, I'm really interested to see how we play Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lions really struggled with running quarterbacks last year. Do you think the Lions deserve to be talked about in the same conversation as the Eagles and 49ers?
Absolutely. They keep showing why, right? Beating teams by 14 points is not easy. They're all still in the NFL together. So if you keep doing it over and over again, no matter who the team is, you have to be considered one of the best because they're doing it consistently. It does not matter who they're going up against, they're giving them the business. So yes is the answer.
I think it's totally fair. I mean, they've played consistently. They rank high in statistical categories across the league. They're blowing people out, and I think they definitely deserve to be in there, at least for now.
Yeah, if we go into Baltimore and it looks the exact same and if we beat Baltimore by more than 10 points, man, then the question is, does Philly and San Francisco belong in the same category as the Lions? It's getting crazy because I still don't even know how good the Lions can be with all the injuries. We got players coming back still, and we can get so much better.
Well, okay, quick question, because you said you needed to see the Ravens. Are you still on a wait and see?
Oh no, I'm all in. We're winning the Super Bowl. This is our Super Bowl season. All right.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm enjoying every second of it. This is our season. We waited for so long. I saw something that said, if you're 65 and younger, this is the best Lions team you've ever seen.
Literally ever.
Because they're breaking all the records, winning these 4 games by 14 points or more. They haven't done that since a stretch in the 70s and stuff. So they're shattering all these records, and this is awesome.
Yeah. There's something to be said for physically imposing your will on other NFL teams. It's very San Francisco-esque what the Lions are doing right now, and I think it's sustainable. So, I don't know. It's really fun to be a Lions fan right now. So, cheers.
Clink, clink. Well done.
Okay, a couple of things to point out here about our Kool-Aid corner here for the Lions. Number one, no one was complaining about poor time management. No one was complaining about bad refs. We're talking about contract extensions, and I like the blue light in the corner. And you can see the Kool-Aid. The level is slowly going down in the jug. So this is an awful lot of fun. We'll have that for you up on YouTube. You can share it. Also click on Detroit.com with all your friends.